All right, peace. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, give honor and praise to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Give a double honors to 7130 South Chicago that taught me this truth. And give a double honors to all the brothers and sisters that the Creator has awoken in these last days. With that being said, peace and shalom. All right, brothers and sisters, I want to go into a discussion or a lesson today, and I want to be talking about North Korea's threatened nuke attacks, right? So it says North Korea threatened nuclear attacks. Kim Jong-un calls U.S. South Korea drills provocation of war. And see, why is it really, when you're looking at a lot of these countries, now we see Australia is getting into the habit of boostering, and I heard that they supposed to have spent $300 million to boost up their military defense and to be able to start testing their nuclear weapons. North Korea is testing their weapons. South Korea is testing their weapons because the South and the North of the Koreans, they are at odds with each other. And South Korea is basically, they are in alignment with the United States. So when we looking at a lot of these different countries and things of this nature, why is it that you have all these countries testing nuclear weapons? And one of the reasons why they're testing nuclear weapons at an all-time high right now is because, believe it or not, brothers and sisters, they are at war with each other. When we looking at the world today is, quote unquote, we're already in World War III. And the reason why they're testing their weapons is because we're at the end of what you would call an age of the Gentile world power system. This is where we at with it. We're at the end of the Gentile world power system. And the Gentile world power system that we're looking at today is headed up by, quote unquote, the United States of America. See, the United States of America sit at the foot of all the chaos that's going on in the world today, right? So just like Rome, just like the Grecian Empire, all these empires that was established off of war and rape and robbery and murder and all this type of stuff, this is what's finna happen to these nations. So let's read a quick scripture. This is the 4th chapter of the book of Daniel in the 17th verse. I just want to read that, right? And it says, I'm going to just read the whole little verse. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers. And who is the watchers in this aspect? The watchers is the angelic beings and the Creator. See, the Most High gave the Gentiles a time and a period to rule in the affairs of men. And the time and the period that they have been ruling is from around 606 or 605 BC under Nebuchadnezzar. So from Nebuchadnezzar up into, I believe, 1913, which was, I believe, the start of the First World War. The Gentile world power system under the Europeans have been slowly but surely on the decline. And, we got Kim Jong-un's picture up here is because Kim Jong-un, Putin, China's president, Xi Jinping, if I pronounce his name right, these nations have been anointed by the Creator to topple America, aka modern day Babylon. See, so the reason why America is having so many problems is because America was brought on the scene for a particular purpose. The Creator anointed America to enslave the nation of Israel because the nation of Israel had to finish out the chastisement of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. And it's not just America, it's a lot of these nations that's in power, specifically the Europeans. So when we're looking at Kim Jong-un testing weapons and things of this nature, this is them gearing for what they already embarked on, which is World War III. So it says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the words of the holy ones, for the intent that the living may know that the Most High, which is Yah, ruleth in the kingdom of man, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over the it says, and setteth up over it the basis of man. And the basis of man are the most disrespectful. They bloodthirsty. They don't care about humanity. They gonna tear up the water. They gonna tear up the food. They gonna destroy the air. And they gonna destroy the mindset of the people. They gonna mess with the ecosystem of the planet. This is the basis of man. So the Creator, in retrospect, the Creator set up over the world people that don't really bring no value to humanity. This is what the Creator has set up. It's because he put the nation of Israel, the so-called black man, in power to do his bidding in the earth, but because the so-called Negro was not really ready or really developed to do his due diligence in the earth from a righteous standpoint of view, the Creator has put him in slavery under the nations. See, and these are the nations that don't bring no value to the world. See, because how could you be anointed one of the Creator on the right hand side, and here it is, you was a part of slavery. You was a part of conquering other countries and killing off old leaders and setting up puppet leaders, right? This is what America represents. And it's not just America. See, Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, all the rest of these, Vladimir Putin, they all have done the same thing. See, they conquerors. And this is why the Creator said what? That he has set up, he has given the world over to the basis of man. The people that had the ability, the Creator gave them the ability to advance in atomic energy. And you know what they created with it? They created a bomb, because each one of these countries are afraid of one another. See, they're afraid of one another. So the ones that have the most power and the ones that are more creative than others, they create what you would call weapons of mass destruction. These are the people that's considered the basis of man. So when we looking at the nations, they're quote unquote testing missiles and things of this nature. They're doing this is because the Creator is in the process of removing these folks off the scene, brothers and sisters. This is why the Creator is doing this. And see, these people came in the world violent, and violent are the way that they're going to be taken out of the world. Right? So let's look at a scripture. Let's turn to the book of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, and I'm going to start reading verses 1, I believe, through 5. It says, "And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog." And when we're talking about Gog, the land of Magog, what does that mean? See, who is Gog? Gog is Russia. See, Gog is Russia. So now, when we bring this stuff up to today, you got to understand that the Creator has anointed Russia as his battle axe to take down the modern day Babylonians, which are the Americans. See, when we look at Kim Jong-un and all them, they are the ones that the Creator has brought on the scene to topple America. And they're going to do it. See? Because I think the book of Psalms, the 45th chapter, I think the 7th verse, it says that the Creator set up, basically he set up people and he bring people down. I'm just paraphrasing. So it says, "And the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith Yahweh Elohim, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws." What does that mean? That the Creator is motivating these nations. He's motivating Russia. He's the one that's behind Russia. See? When the Creator says, "I'm going to put hooks in thy jaws," meaning that the Creator is going to be what? He's going to be the skipper. You know when you ride those boats, them subs and them boats, and you're a seaman, you got what they call the guy back in the day, they call him the skipper. See, the captain. See, and who is the captain of the ship of today? It's the Most High. See, so the Most High is the one that's going to motivate Russia and Russia's allies. With Russia is Gog. He's motivating Gog of today to do what? To advance themselves technologically so that they can be able to do what? Take down America. This is why they're testing their weapons. This is why Putin and the president of China, Xi Jinping, all of them have come together. They put their differences to the side, and their whole agenda is to take America down. And why is they doing this? See, it's because the Creator motivating these folks. And look, America is not going out without a fight. America got stockpiles full of nuclear weapons. You think that she's gonna go out without a fight? America got allies too. See? So the reason why they're testing their weapons is because why? The Creator is motivating them to use these weapons. They're going to use atomic energy. They're going to use what we would call nuclear weapons. They're going to use those things. So it says, I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen. It says all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, meaning that when he brings forth Russia, Russia is not just coming by itself. Russia is going to ally itself around different people of the same mindset. This is why he's in bed with China. He's in bed with North Korea. He's over there in Africa. See, he's helping Abraham Traoré fight the revolution against the European Union dealing with France. See, this is what's going on. So now the Creator is bringing forth Gog. So it says all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all them handling swords. And when the World War III really starts, brothers and sisters, it's going to be both air, land, and sea. They're going to be fighting in the streets. They're going to be fighting everywhere. And this is what's going on today. See, this is what's going on today. This is why we see the nations testing their weapons, is because they are at war with each other. Don't think just because Vladimir Putin flew down from Russia to Alaska to sit down and have a conversation with Donald Trump that they are quote unquote talking about peace deals. And there's no peace. See, there's no peace, brothers and sisters. How can peace come to the land of the wicked? See, all of these nations that are in power today, they are nothing but modern day children of the adversary. They told you that in the 3rd chapter of the book of Genesis. See? So it says Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them with shields and helmets. So all this really says that Russia is finna ally themselves with the nations around the world. See, because they thought that they finished Russia when they dismantled the USSR, when they started to fight amongst each other. But the new USSR is not over there in Europe today. It's what? It's BRICS. See? It's Brazil. It's Russia. It's India. China. It's South Africa. And now you got other nations that have aligned themselves with Russia, with BRICS. So all these nations, they gonna do what? They finna be in a Cold War spirit. They ready for war. Let's look at something. Let's turn to the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter, the 9th verse. It says, proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all men of war draw near. and let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. And let the weak say, I am strong. This is so a period of time, Russia, China, these nations, they was weak because they was under the foot of America. But now these nations, they have built themselves up to the point that America can't control them anymore. The U.S. sanctions don't work anymore on Russia and China. It doesn't work on North Korea. Because why? They have lived decades in the frost. They have lived for decades in the frost that America has put upon them. See, America they have frozen the nations. They can't trade with certain nations and things of this nature. It's because if they don't bow down to the rule of America, America's gonna put sanctions on you. And one thing about prison is either gonna make you weak or it's gonna make you strong. So here it is, America put a lot of these nations in a spiritual Siberia per se, meaning that they had become vagabonds to the world. Didn't nobody want to fool with these people. But now the Creator has done what? He has unleashed these nations. And these nations is about to go to war with America. And let me hit you with something. They're already in war. So with that being said, peace, shalom.